to tell me which I want to say it was this one. I'm pretty sure it was this one. But you guys, this is Lessons Learned. I'm Sillylilly. I want to thank you all for the gifts and for all the favorites in advance. With it being a featured show, unfortunately, I can't really acknowledge each one individually. So I thank you in advance. And I'll thank you again in the middle just because it's awesome. And I appreciate all of you for the support. I want to remind you guys too, none of us are professionals. We are simply here to share a lesson life has taught us and what we feel we could, share with you guys, maybe help someone out. So just remember, we're not professionals. If you guys are really struggling with something, I highly recommend you seek professional help. I seen a therapist for years. It was the best thing I ever did for myself. So we're just going to throw that out there. Okay, guys? Again, if you happen to like this show and you think that you have a lesson life taught you that could benefit somebody else, please reach out to either Emoji J or myself on Instagram. All right, please. Oh my God, this wheel is going to give me an ever-loving heart attack, y'all. An ever-loving heart attack. Welcome, 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 you guys. You're watching Lessons Learned. I'm Sillylilly, and we are now going to do my Q&Q. And mental health, Willow, is huge. And I put my mental health on the back burner for years, and I will never, ever, 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 ever do that again. I 100% believe that when we keep our mental health a priority, the rest of everything else falls into place because we're able to stay positive. We're able to find solutions to our problems rather than complain all the time. I don't get me wrong, I complain, but I find solutions in the process, right? Yeah, Willow, I'm telling you, sweetheart, give it your all and cry. Go cry your happy little heart out because those leaving there were some of my best sessions that I've ever had. This wheel is going to give me a heart attack. It really is, right, Mick? Like when you're having a really hard day or you're talking about something and I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad. I cry all the time, Again, you guys, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the favorites too. So here we go. Are you guys ready for the Q&Q? Are you ready? Here's the quote, right? I think that today's youth have a tendency to live in the present and work for the future and to be totally ignorant of the past. Let me repeat that. I'll slow down a little bit. You ready? I think that today's youth have a tendency to live in the present and work for the future and to be totally ignorant of the past. What one thing from the past do you miss? What one thing do you miss from the past? Playing outside in the fields, slower times, yep. Family time, Doc, the innocence, that is a good one. MK with the slower time and Scan with the times, Whirl with family time, headphones, oh my God, with you guys remember? No, before that, don't you remember we used to carry around the boom boxes? Am I aging myself? I mean, I never did it, but all the kids did. I was too heavy for me. I was lazy. I'm not even gonna lie. Sooner says the truth. Boop says my metabolism. I love you, Boop. Solo says cutting wood with my dad. Lika VHS. Okay. Riding with your dad on the ATV, says Michaela. Snake or Pong? Oh my God, do you guys remember Pogs? Oh my God, I had so many of those things. Slower internet used for the oh my God, remember AOL dial-up? Could you imagine the youth today waiting for the AOL dial-up, you guys? Board games, Whirl, what a good one. Oh my God, I don't play board games that much anymore. Socializing in person instead of on screen, another one, Willow. You missed the jogs. They're still out there. McBaller, we're not old. We're seasoned. All right? We're not old. We're seasoned. riding your bikes with your friends around town. I can't keep up with the comments. Okay. All right. I can't. I was trying. Sorry, you guys. These comments are like, whoa, I love it. I love it. No dating apps, meeting people in person. So I miss the simplicity of my life back in the day. You know, back when you had to get up and go to school and you learned a little bit. And then, you know, even as a teenager, you would go to work after school. Maybe you work a weekend here and there. But like, you didn't have to do your own laundry. You didn't have to cook dinner every night. You didn't have to be responsible for little miniature yous that have the same god awful attitude that you have. I'm not seasoned, I'm experienced. You guys, please remember this is a featured show. We must keep things PG rated for the better part, which is hard for me because I curse like a sailor. A trucker, I don't know. I make a trucker blush. Oh, here goes the dog. Adulthood. I've seen that on TikTok. I said, where are you from? She goes, adulthood. Or she goes, from the hood. Adulthood. Cheap gas. All right, you guys. Zach, are you ready? I'm ready to hear what Zach has to say. Zach is going to talk to us about loyalty's expiration date. And I'm very curious because this one made me go, we might have our first disagreement on this. But then I thought a little bit longer and I thought, well, that's true because I'll love you until I pass on, which the love will be forever. But me being here expire, I don't know. Things do expire, right? So, Zach, you let me know when you're ready. I won't put you in the box until I don't, right? Shed, we've had 2 amazing shows on setting boundaries. All right, you guys, remember, you're watching Lessons Learned. I am Sillylilly, and this is Zach. Please favorite Zach, and please be respectful. Any disrespectful comments or anything will be removed immediately, okay? Zach, let me make you red really quick, just because you never know what's going to happen. Set as a bouncer favorite, just to prevent any shenanigans. And do we have our second guest yet by chance? All right, I'm letting you in, Zach. Here you come. Hi, Eddie.
Hello.
How are you?
How you doing? I'm doing all right.
I thought, well, this is going to be interesting because, of course, I'm in that like kind of argumentative mood this morning. So
Right.
Thought,
Oh boy.
well, my loyalty doesn't expire. I said, what do you mean? And then I really sat there for a few minutes and I was like, I became very, very interested in what you have to say. So with that being said, thank you for being here, and I'm going to turn it over.
Thank you. And just to make sure you can hear me, correct?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So just to piggyback off what you said, yes, you are correct. The expiration date of your loyalty can go all the way back to your death. But there are some people in this life, in this world, that just want to use you. And in this world, the loyalty for those people does expire, maybe months, years, maybe days at a time. For me, from my lesson, I've learned that because just to piggyback off of your therapy sessions, I've been going to therapy because I'm recently just getting out of divorce. I have been with someone for 4 years that I thought I was going to give my life to. Did everything for the woman, did everything I possibly could, and yet that loyalty of that person is gone after 4 years. So I've learned this because not only that situation, but because of all other situations that I've had to go through in life. There's been, friends, family, you don't really talk to the people that you were in high school anymore. Those friendships that you had back in the day, those expired because they had to move on with their own life. They had to do their own thing. Coworkers, sometimes you get moved on, you leave to go do different things. For me, for my own experience, I'm going to keep it off the marriage situation. I had a coworker that we both started at the same time. We did everything together. He was the type of person that needed a ride to and from work. I was that guy. We were inseparable. We did everything together. We ate, we slept, and we worked together with a moving company that I'm not going to name. So we did a lot of things together. And when I met my wife, things started to turn a little bit because I wasn't able to do the things that I could for work. So it was kind of hurting his pocket a little bit. So because of that, the loyalty that we had with each other kind of changed a little bit because he wasn't able to do the things that we were used to doing. Um, so he had to move on, which led me to being let go from my job because he felt like it was best to tell the manager a couple of things that was on the job site that, you know, that happened. It was a situation to where there was a life or death situations and they didn't really care. So I got upset about it, said some things I shouldn't have said. I think we all had that situation, and we all just, he made a decision to do what was best for him. And luckily for him, that led me to different things to essentially led me to a better life. Um, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I definitely see, like, as I said, I'm like, there's definitely people that I thought were going to be my friends forever. I at one point was with somebody I thought I'd be with forever.
Right.
But I have to say, not loyal. Like, I don't know. I guess it does. I wanted to argue with you, but I can't, and it's frustrating me.
I know, and that's the thing is that you really don't understand somebody's perspective until you walk into their shoes. And I guess it's just one of those lessons you have to learn, which I guess is a great topic for the show.
So, do you think there was like a specific moment when you realized you were like, wow, everything does kind of have its expiration?
I wouldn't say everything. Just like you said, everything, I wouldn't say everything has an expiration date, but a lot of things have an expiration date. For me, I didn't come to the realization until I went to therapy. Like that was my big thing is that, and I want to go ahead and throw this out too, is that I know there's a lot of men on here and I do want you to realize that it is okay to cry. It is okay to go to therapy. There's a lot of things that you cannot understand by yourself. And sometimes you need that professional guidance to get to that point. And for me, when my wife left me, that's what drove everything to where I am here today. It taught me a lot of lessons that I didn't even know that I learned until I went to therapy. So
I say this to my son and to some of his friends when they were younger all the time. Just because you're a boy doesn't mean you can't have feelings. And
yeah,
being sad and crying is a feeling. It doesn't make it wrong because you're a boy. And I would say it all the time. Like, it is okay to let it out. Like, if I'm crying and you want to cry, cry with me. If you feel like crying but you don't know what's going on, just cry. Like, it is okay to express yourself. Just because you are male does not, I never anywhere in any written anything saw it say men can't have feelings.
it's just one of those stereotypical things that we're taught in life and I'm not saying your son has learned this, but from my perspective and from my shoes, I've been taught from a very young age that men don't cry, men don't show emotions. And I think it's that time to change everything. I think it's that this year and here on forth that we need to start putting men's mental health as a thing more, not more than women. We all should be equal, but I think it needs to be more of an important thing, especially for men.
I mean, I think right now, for a little bit, to be honest with you, like, I wouldn't be mad if men put their feelings first for a little bit, because y'all have been told to sit down, be quiet, hush, hush, for so long that to me as a mom to a son and to have a grandson, it's refreshing to see a man enough to have feelings,
Right.
to be like, I don't really care what you said. I'm upset and you need to know this right now. And you know what? You hurt my feelings and I'm going to cry and it's okay.
Right, exactly.
I love this. See, Zach, when I read your thing, like I said, my first thought was, this is going to be great. And then my second thought was, how can I pick a fight with this? I don't agree.
It's very
But
hard
I
to
do
do.
agree completely, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's so true. So if you guys are just tuning in, this is Zach, and we're talking about how most, not all, but most things in life do have an expiration date, be it relationships, friendships, jobs, things, places that you work for. at some point things have an expiration date, and learning to accept them is what we're going over now. And my next question is going to be, how have you, other than just doing the therapy and courses, have you found other ways to stay positive throughout a lot of this stuff? I think that's the biggest thing, is expressing and letting people know how we've dealt and coped with all of this.
So for me, this whole entire situation, like I said, going through things, it's changed my mentality about things, a lot of things. I'm now in my own world thinking of everything as a river. And if you do not let that river flow correctly, don't throw any rocks, don't throw any logs, don't cause ripples in your life. If you allow those things and you allow your river to just flow smoothly, then your life will be that way. You'll be very peaceful in life. However, there are a lot of things in your life that you have right now that you want to keep. However, sometimes those things, they go off in a different aspect in the world and they go into a different stream, and you try to hold on to those things so tight and you want to keep them in your grasp. At the same time, you have to let them go, because if you don't, you're going to cause ripples in your life and you're going to cause ripples in your river, and you have to allow it to just flow.
I don't like that very much. Why you got to be so right now? Oh, this is one of those that's like, I cannot cry about. I can feel it though. I'm a crier, and last
No,
week
you're okay. So am I, but I'm trying to keep everything
today.
back.
I will not cry today. I will not cry today.
I'm doing that right now. Trust me. I'm trying my best not to show myself, because it's the first time you've been on your stream and I just don't.
Zach, I will tell you right now, the people that you see down here in red are some absolutely amazing people, and I promise you a bunch of them have already favorited you, and we will now bombard your live with love. So it's just it's the way it goes. And I hope the new folks will come check you out too. So getting in your feels, except I think something I realized too is and kind of stemming off of your holding on to things is for one, a lot of us don't like change. We have a hard time letting go, but sometimes letting go is what you need to get to feel better. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think of how to word this.
No, you said it perfectly.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, I think that's what I'm saying. So what positive things did you do, like, regularly though? Like, honestly, because a lot of these guys are going, all right, how did he do this? What did you, I know you did the therapy, but like for me, I do my self-love, self-care. One thing that I do every day to make sure that I'm waking up on the right foot. And I'll tell you, the days that I don't do this, I feel it. But I wake up every day and I go to the mirror and I high five myself. I'm Mel Robbins. She says, try it. I laughed and I said, this isn't going to work. And I do it. And I preach this, because you can't, while you're high-fiving yourself in that split second, you can't be negative. You can try, but you're going to giggle a little bit. And then the next thing you know, you're going to high-five yourself and you're going to go, you've got this. Today's going to be a good day. You know, and I give myself 3 positive things every morning. And I've done that since my therapist said, maybe you shouldn't wake up so grumpy. So I started with the 3 positive things. Mel Robbins had me at the high five, and that's just one small thing I do for myself every day.
I think mine's kind of the same, but I don't high five myself in the mirror. I might have to try that. I get in the mirror and I just stare at myself. And it's like, I try to talk to myself positively, because if you can't love yourself, how do you expect anybody else to love you?
Yes. Yeah.
My thing is that when I get up in the morning, I usually get up around 5 o'clock in the morning. I've been doing this since my wife left, because I have took it upon myself to do some self-love situations. A little bit about myself. When my highest weight is when she left me was 338 pounds. I'm currently down to 260 in about 5 months. So I've been trying to take care of myself mentally, obviously I've been taking care of myself physically, and I've been taking care of myself emotionally, and I've been trying to take care of myself financially as well. So
I get that part. I get that part. So when what word am I trying to look for? I just lost my sheet. I had a question and I was like, that's a good one. That's a good one. How do you think you approach situations differently? Like as in, or do you approach like friendships or attempt, I don't know if you've attempted relationships. Do you tend to approach things a little more cautiously with a little more head and heart than, the second head?
Yes. So a little bit more about the wife situation. I was in a narcissistic abusive relationship. So for me, I was abused in every type of way that you can probably think of. So for me, it's like I'm very cautious about what I do. I don't allow people in as much as I should do anymore, because that trust is a very big thing for me. And I try to make sure that I'm not going to give that as quickly as anymore. Because you cannot, I've realized, and again, this comes with loyalty. I need to make sure that that loyalty is there before I even attempt to give you any piece of me. And that's kind of hard to do. And it's kind of hard to turn those emotions back on as well after you've been through what we've been through. So it's, again, this is still fresh to me. So it's kind of hard.
I think that talking to you and going through things with my daughter and stuff, and my daughter and I, we talk a lot about feelings just because I never got to talk about them, so I probably make her talk about them too much. But like being honest with yourself, and accepting your feelings. I forget where I was going with this. My brain went in like 12 different directions. Okay, next question.
Trust me, I understand that completely. I got ADHD, so.
I'm like, where was I going? That's what I get. So I usually have a pen and I'll jot down abbreviations, and I was just looking for my pen and now I'm at a loss. We're talking about approaching situations differently. Here we go. So I think for me, what I have found since like because I was in the abusive narcissistic relationship, and I've been able to love, but I've not been able to let love in. Like,
Right.
it's almost like I'm still fighting the words from them because, they beat you down. They make you feel like you don't deserve a lot of these things, right? And I know that I do, but when I'm approached with situations where I could date somebody or there could be feelings, everything in me goes, whoa. And then they're going to leave. But I have to learn. And that's what I have left to cope with for myself. Like
Right.
I have fought every other demon that comes with this, but it's breaking down that wall and letting people in, I suppose, past the friendship level. I have a lot of really good friends that know a lot, but that whole relationship stuff still gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, I completely understand on that one.
How would you say you reflect on your feelings now versus before you were opened to all these realizations?
I would say I was very angry and I didn't know what to do with my emotions. And now I've come to the realization that these are just lessons that you have to learn through life. And I allowed that anger to control me for quite some time. But at the end of the day, I had to let that go because you got to let that river flow.
You've got to, right? Isn't that the truth? That's where I'm struggling. God, just rub it in a little bit more, Zach. Why don't ya?
No,
No,
I'm sorry.
no. It's so true though, and it is so much easier to say than do. For
Oh,
sure,
no, it is.
than do. But oh God, Zach, thank you for being here. I needed this today. Um, have you had a decent support system through all this?
I have. I've had my family. I've had friends. Well, the ones that I still have left. But yes, I've had a decent support system. They've helped me through the whole entire situation or the ordeal with the divorce. They've helped me through anything I possibly can. Obviously, I have professional help as well. So I've had everything that I possibly could to make sure I didn't go down the wrong road. So
Nice. Support system is huge. Some of us just have one or two people, but it's support is important.
exactly, one or two people can be the world.
And then my last question for you before we do a couple minutes about you and your team. What do you think the most important lesson you learned in all this was?
Good question. Um, I consider myself an empath. I allow people in too quickly. I allow myself to give myself too much at once. And I've learned not to do that as much, especially with the loyalty situation. It's like, I'm going to need you to show me that you're worth my loyalty. I need you to show that you're worth my time. Because at this point in life, I'm 30 years old, about to be 31 in a couple months. And it's like, I don't want any more chaos in my life. I need to know that when I allow you into my life, that you are going to be someone that I can depend on and not have to worry about you causing or stirring up things in my life. I don't need nobody throwing rocks. I don't need nobody throwing wood inside my river. I need it to flow. So if you're going to be that person, let me know that you're that person. But I will completely cut you out if you are throwing stuff in there.
Just like that, huh?
Yep.
All right, you guys, real quick, if you're just tuning in, my name is Sillylilly. You're watching Lessons Learned, and this is Zach. And we're talking about loyalty and how with most things, it has an expiration date. But unfortunately, you missed the overall message on that. But you can catch that on YouTube if you'd like. But Zach, tell us a little bit about yourself with the streaming world. When can we find you? What is your stream like? Do you have IG?
I do have IG. It is my name, Zach _Moore 6921. I've started to post on there, but it's more of meet me type stuff where I'll tell you where I'm going to be featured on featured streams and stuff like that. There is a little bit about my past on there, not anything bad, but you can obviously see that I'm a singer on there. So that's mostly where I'll be featured. I am trying to start streaming on here, but my name will be different. There's a reason why the skulls are right here. My name's going to be a little bit different in October. That's where I'm going to start streaming on here. My name will be Grim. Going with a little October theme, a little Halloween-ish space.
You don't have to look for him later.
Snapchat is Grim6921. And that's pretty much where all I'm at.
Do you have any
right
time?
now?
Do you have specific times you'll be streaming, or are you still not sure?
Probably every day. I do DoorDash for a living, so I can stream while I'm doing that. I am also going to become a professional long driver, which is a golf situation. So I'll be streaming when I'm practicing with that, or if I'm going to competitions and stuff like that on Sundays. When I start up in October, I will start doing battles and start doing some kind of spooky stuff. I'm not going to get that much out. So yeah.
Well, Zach, thank you so much for being here. We are going to do a few minutes, guys, now on self-love, self-care. Zach, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everything. It was phenomenal. And I'll definitely we'll be in touch with you. We'll be visiting you in your stream because Halloween. So thank you for being here. And
Thank you.
Your Friday. I hope you stick around to hear the next message.
I gotta go to work.
Oh, all right. He says, I gotta go. Bye. All right. So give me just a couple minutes here and I will have Just Here to Sing hop in the box. All right. But we're going to do, of course, self-care tips and questions. So my first question, as always, is what did you do for yourself today? What have you done for yourself today? Again, if you're just tuning in, this is Lessons Learned. I am Sillylilly, and you just missed an amazing message on loyalty and how with most things, it has an expiration date. And learning to adjust and accept and move on from that. And I wanted to argue that. I wanted to argue with him. I wanted to be like, things don't have an expiration date. But the more I thought about it, I don't have an argument. So we had to sit here, and and that hit, and that packed a punch, right? So I came here, says MK. Michaela's getting her nails done. Fine. So yes, McBaller, I want you to send me a message on IG when you tell me what it was. I made coffee and talked to a friend and came here. I set my alarm to make sure I was here. Willow, thank you. Marie, she says, I had my coffee. Lunch for work, says Austin. Right, eating better. That is so amazing. Coffee is life. I agree. Vampy says, woke up and came here. I ate something I shouldn't have. You had those pizzas last night, huh? Emily, I love my coffee too. I love it almost as much as I love Grogu. We have our coffee together in the morning. Nom, 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 nom. Okay. So, self-care tip. Number 1 for the day is improve your sleep quality. Until I got my new bed, I had no idea how awful I was sleeping at night. A lot of people think it's the quantity of sleep, but it's the quality. It's, what is it, our deep sleep? Is that what it's called? The deep sleep? I've been falling asleep listening to meditation at night. And when I tell you, I listen and I calm myself, and they have you do the head to toe. If you guys want, you can reach out to me. And I just, and I do the calming from the head to the toes, and you lay and you just, and I listen, and I'll repeat some of what they say until I fall asleep. And I've been falling asleep easier, and I've been staying asleep. I haven't been waking up in the middle of the night. I have not woken up in the middle of the night in a couple of weeks, which is, I don't know if it's because I'm so tired from working all the time or the meditation, but I have felt better. And then I wake up feeling better most days. Again, if I don't high five, like that high five thing, it's ridiculous. Okay. It works. If I don't do that, I've had a rough day. So make sure you're high fiving yourself. Write in a journal, write in a self-care journal. If you have to, every night, couple things you're thankful for. Wake up, write a couple things you're thankful for. Interesting moments in your life, things that you don't want to take for granted. You could go for a picnic. When was the last time you guys went on a picnic? When was the last time you packed a picnic and just went with a friend to go sit somewhere and eat? How simple is that to do? Pack a couple of sandwiches and some chips and some waters and some fruits, or a couple of salads. How hard is that to do for one of your friends? Maybe it's a holiday. Maybe it's a birthday. Maybe they had a rough day. Maybe they're going through a breakup, and all you got to do is pack some food in a box. Oh, sorry, and take them somewhere to eat that's got a pretty view. Like water, like a waterfront if you can, a pond, a little lake, a river. If you're taking me on a picnic, don't forget the fishing rods, please and thanks, because I love to fish, and that would make my picnic perfect. I'm just saying. Fishing in a picnic basket sounds like an amazing afternoon to me. All right, so those are my self-care tips. Now, self-care questions, and then we are going to welcome our next guest. And the topic with this one is amazing. So, self-care question. What do I crave in life? What is it that you crave in life? These should be interesting because some people are like basic and some people take this pretty deep. Smiley says, I crave coffee. MK says, I crave love. Vampy, I said love. Mark says, peace and serenity. Tim says, to retire and relax. Willow, connection. I think that that's Marie, deep connection. Alan says, tacos. Love, happiness, and money. Humanity. X, in with the bacon. How did I know that was coming? To feel like I'm home. Ooh, I like that, McDreamy. I like that. Brittany says, I crave happiness. I crave someone to love when I wake up in the morning. I don't know if I read that right. I think that sounded wrong. Shh, please stop. Have coffee, all is good with the world. Goddess is being in the moment. I think that I just crave acceptance for someone to just walk into my life and be like, you, as you are, okay, I like that, you know? I think that's what I crave. And then one more question, and we're going to go ahead and introduce the next guest. Are you guys ready for this last question? What makes you happiest? What makes you happiest? Would you stop? It's the mailman. Katie says, Catty Cat says music. X says bacon. Coffee says Smiley. Music and friends says Vampy. Oh, it's going too fast, making people laugh. Ah! I'm like, dumb. Being with those I love. Oh, I like that one. Music in the mountains. I love being by the ocean and the sound of the waves crashing again with my fishing pole, right? Oh, you, Anastasia. All right, I got my fight, Anastasia. Oh, how dare you say that S word in my stream? It's cold. I don't like that stuff. No way. It freezes my ocean and I can't hear it. That stuff is terrible. That is terrible, Anastasia. It's in my blood. Anastasia, for that answer, and because you're a good trooper, I'm going to do something I've never done in my live show before and favorite you real fast. And if you stream, I'll come check you out. All right. Are you guys ready? Just here to sing. Let me know when you're ready to get in the box. I'm not just going to throw you in there without you telling me you're ready to go. So this, you guys, I'm going to let him tell you. I'm going to let him tell you because I am so ready to talk about this. All right, you guys. Again, you're watching a featured show. This is Lessons Learned. I am Sillylilly, and we're about to introduce Just Here to Sing, but I'm going to again set you as the bouncer. And here we go. Here we go. Okay, maybe. There we go. Yeah? Yeah? Okay, there we go. Yes, I'm excited.
Y'all almost missed me. I almost didn't make it.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm glad you're here. How are you?
I'm good, and y'all?
Good. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
For sure.
All right. Tell these fine folks what we're going to be talking about.
Man, the one thing that this world is full of is facade. And, you know, people wanting to fit in. People want, like you say, feel accepted. And, you know, we're going to talk about it just being yourself, yo. Just that simple. It's easier said than done, but once you get to a place of, like, once you get to a place in your own mental where you're just like, I love me, forget being accepted. It's like all that goes out the window. You accept you, F the world.
Right? That's huge. Like, especially following the self-care, self-love. I had no idea how much I didn't love myself for a really long time, and how much I had changed to try to fit into what I thought was the cool kids group, right? And all I did was, you know, I changed who I was to adapt, and I lost myself. And a really hard way to go about life. So when did you realize that being yourself is way better than trying to fit in?
When I realized speaking with a proper tongue got me, you feel me, got me pushed to the side a little. Being from Alabama, born and raised, I'm 27. And just growing up in high school, I've always wanted to speak with a proper tongue. You know, I never really embraced my country slur, and it's like that right there, being the outcast, only because you spoke with the proper tongue. It's just like, is that a problem? And once you got to, okay, so it's not a problem, you just have a problem with it. I'm good. So that was pretty much the start. I say about ninth grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really young to that's really young to have a
Oh
really
yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
was there someone or something that influenced you that pushed you to be yourself maybe more so, or is this just mature young, like a mature?
I I've been mature since I've been like, I'll say probably once I turned 14, it was up from there. I wanted to be an adult, which I really wish I didn't, but I wanted to show that maturity just in case I asked, oh, could I go here? And you know, you can actually let me go without your supervision or having someone to supervise me. I was pretty much the only freshman driving. So it's like maturing at a young age definitely got me into a lot of doors at a young age.
Yeah, yeah. I I can definitely say that I didn't have this realization until I was much older, and I didn't I wasn't myself in high school, and I talk my daughter's in 6th grade this year, and one of the biggest, most repetitive conversations I have with her is how I love that she is 100% unapologetically herself all the time.
Hmm. Right.
Zero F's given. She is goofy. All the kids they're trying to grow up. They're trying to learn makeup, and she's like, nope, I'm going to be a kid and I'm going to keep having fun. She's like, I don't want to grow up, Mom. It's a trap. I said, it sure is.
Right, right. It definitely is. It sounds good. It's definitely a trap.
It is a huge trap. Um, how do you think you managed to change your mindset to realize?
Um, uh, Honestly, I don't really know. It'll take my brother to tell you like all my transitions and just all my realizations. He paid attention to him a little more because he wanted to pick. He's always been the hothead and wanting to do this to fit in with these guys. And you know, he's just now at the age of 27. We had this conversation about, I'll say about a month ago, where he's like, "Bruh, I don't care what you think. I don't care what my mom think. I don't care what Jack and Keith think." You feel? I'm like, I've been trying to tell you that for a long time, my G. You feel me? Like, I'm glad you finally here. I'm glad you finally woken up and just loving you fully. Whenever you feel like someone is judging you on something, it's just like if they are. If it's making you happy, that judgment from them really doesn't matter. It's just another judgment from another human.
Yeah,
You know?
totally. I oh, I think the thing that I didn't realize for myself was that being myself meant that I was going to find people that were going to accept me for me, which meant that I found my people. And then I
Right.
realized it was a quality over quantity type thing. And I'd rather have one person that takes me for me 100% than 100 people that I have to pretend to be someone else around.
Right. Oh my God. Ugh.
It's
Yeah, that right there. Job interviews and just even like different social settings, people find themselves being awkward in the moment whenever a conversation arises and you're just standing there looking as you tried to fit in so much, you tried to learn certain knowledge, certain things just so you can fit in with certain conversations. Now you're just sitting there awkward because you don't fit in anymore. If you don't know, if you're not a part of that crowd, if you know you're not supposed to be a part of that crowd, go on about your business. Go get a drink with the kids. Don't play with the adults. Like, yeah,
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 I tend to fit in better with the kids. I'd rather be running around outside anyways and having them adult conversations. They're too
right, right.
boring.
That's very
um
true.
do you think there was do you recall how you started making the changes to just be yourself Or do you think that it was something that you always did and just kept pushing to be?
I pride myself on the word different. I've always loved that word, and once I figured out I was different, I ran with it. It was like it was no effort needed. It came like my singing. It came very natural, and it's like I loved it. You know, being not being a part of the crowd, not being able to say, nah, I don't want to go to the party. Just being able to say no to your peers when they want you to do stuff, and nah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to be in that setting. I don't feel the need to be there.
That one hit because my daughter said the same thing.
Yeah,
She says, "Mom,
she's smart.
I, I just don't care." She doesn't care that kids don't like her. She doesn't care that she's different. And she looked at me the way she goes, "Mom, I'm different. They're gonna have
Right.
to accept it. I like me." And I cried. She's, "Why are you crying?" And and I said, "Well, Mom's done good here, even though, I do feel like I've helped her be stronger as who she is." Like for a kid in 6th grade to realize that I'm different and it's all right and I'll find my people. And for her to go, "Mom," and she even says, she was, "Mom, I just need 1 or 2 good friends. I don't have time for anything else."
A lot going on.
Dang. So
Yeah.
to hear you say that and to see where you're at in life and to see the smile on your face be true, it gives me a lot of hope for her.
Oh yeah.
Like, because there's so many judgy people and there's so much that's not positive in life. And I feel like the people that are not afraid to be different, they're kind of like the glue to happiness. They bring
Yeah.
smiles to people's faces because unless somebody doesn't really love themselves, because then they're going to be jealous and they're going to get angry because they see you so happy and just living your best life and they want it.
Right.
But instead of going, "How do I get that?" Just here to saying, "Can we talk about this? How are you so happy?" They go, "Oh my God, can you believe he's always smiling so much? Oh my God, he's always laughing. It's so fake." No, it ain't. He's happy. Learn from it, y'all. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous.
Let me tell you, like one thing I'm not like I don't tell people this, but I love my own version of comedy. And when I tell you when I'm home alone, some of the weirdest sounds come out when I'm laughing, yo. Like it's like I enjoy my own company and my comedy to myself is just like is so different. Like whenever I'm with people and I just like I'm in my head, I'm always trying to like I'm always thinking of something funny. And like I just bust out laughing. You got somebody weird just look at you like, what the freak wrong with you, bro? Man, if you was in my head right now, you would be cracking the hell up too.
I mean, I laugh at myself all the time too. I don't know. I think that's something over the last couple years I've developed. I'm just like, there. That's funny. I'm gonna laugh. Whereas, yeah, right. I crack myself. Smiley, I love you. You crack me up. Um,
Yeah.
I would ask how you reflect on feelings from before and after, but I feel like you came across this at such a young age that do you recall what like
It when I tell you I love me, I only time I get disappointed in myself is when I become like the rest of the humans. When I do something that's pretty much like the crowd and it's just like, you are terrible, my God. What you do that for? But other than that, I can't recall a moment where I really just, nah. I've always had a good grasp on being me, man. Just being I love me. I can't lie.
and that to me is it's amazing because that's what I'm trying to learn myself. I'm trying to learn to love myself fully so that I can be loved. Like I'm at that stage in life. It's weird to say that out loud. Ew. Oh,
Right. But it's
what to
true though.
say?
It's true. That's the accepting it, like acceptance and admitting. Those two things. Once you get those out, the rest of that process is it's pretty much a breeze.
And that's why I love this show. It helped. I mean, nobody wants to admit a lot of this stuff out loud, but we're talking about life lessons and how can we help each other? Well, we got to talk about the uncomfortable things, right? Mark,
Right,
love me when I'm doing the right thing. Yeah.
right.
I mean, I feel like most people should do the right thing. Um, what do you think the biggest lesson you learned in all of this was? Like overall, I know like
You can always learn something like Zach. I didn't. A lot of my answers, the reason why I've definitely like condescended a lot of them is because Zach pretty much touched base on everything for real. For the two go hand in hand. You know, being yourself. And I forgot what was his like message phrase, but you know, like I said, they go hand in hand.
the loyalty, an expiration date on loyalty.
Ooh, I wish I could have caught the beginning of that. I swear, I wish I could have caught the beginning. I came in at a good time, and I really wish I could have caught the
Like
beginning.
I said, I wanted to argue that. I wanted to argue that, but the more I sat here and thought about it, I was like, dang, he is so right. You know,
Yeah,
it's even if it's till death do you part, it's still an expiration date, you know? And
yeah.
like that was a hard pill for me to swallow because, I don't know. I don't like to think that everything expires, I don't but it is such a fact of life.
It
Um,
is. It is.
what do you think if you're trying to be yourself and you're just not afraid to be different? What is the one thing you recommend to people they don't do?
Don't force yourself into a situation to where you have to question your every movement. Like your character is you. Whatever you put out there, like me myself, I try my best to give these feature shows a little professionalism. It bites a little bit because I'm like, bro, I like to use profanity. I every other word is a bam.
You should hear me in my regular streams. This is like my 1 hour a week I've trained myself.
Ooh, it is so hard, yo. It's just like, okay, let's find a word. I know something can go right there other than that one. So
Right?
push deep. But nah, just
True.
going, just being yourself, yo. It like the start of it, like I said, like she said, acceptance and admitting, you know, to keep that going.
Oh, I
I
like
say protect your peace at all times. That's a good start. Figure out what makes you happy. Figure out where the difference is within yourself and people and why they can't accept the parts that you try to keep a facade. You get on here and you, like you said, hi, this is a genuine smile. I don't care what I go through daily. As long as I wake up and I get breath in life, I don't care about nothing else. You can judge me on whatever. I may have pooed it and it smelled really, really bad. Give a fuck.
it.
Okay, real quick, I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. All right, for you guys, if you're just tuning in, you're watching Lessons Learned. I am Ian sat on, I took a poop and it smelled really, really bad. I'll be right back. Is anybody else getting water this weekend right now? Oh, it's getting really hot here. Sorry. I'm sorry, that's my goofy sense of humor cracking myself up. Right. That's okay. That was only one. I'm impressed with the three of us today. I'm impressed. I am so impressed. All right. So, I mean, I will say this. The farts don't bother me. My best friend is
Other side. And I'm really starting to vibe over here. I'm starting to stream a little more over here. I might be a late night streamer, so if you up late night, definitely tap in with me. I'm doing a little singing every now and again, but most of the time I'm just vibing, you know. So yeah, late night, catch me. If you got IG, my name is Dre Soul 69. Is DRESOUL 69. Hey Zach, I love that you use those numbers for your handles as well. I paid attention to that, bro. He's a dope guy. He has a sense of humor.
funny. All right. I thank you so much for being here. If you guys are just tuning in, this is Just Here to Sing. You're watching Lessons Learned. I am Sillylilly, and we just went through being yourself and being different and being okay with it. And it hit hard. Both of you guys hit hard today, but in like a happy way. Thank God. Thank God for the no tears today.
Of course. Have a good one.
Last week. Bye, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys, what another amazing show. I am now trying to figure out the Q and Q. I said I was going to do a random. It's your mother's birth year, but yeah. Ooh. All right. I have the perfect one. This is short, sweet, and it goes right along with today. So let me put these all back in here real fast. Again, if you're just tuning in, you are watching Lessons Learned. I am Sillylilly, and you missed two amazing messages. You missed Zach and his talk about expiration dates on some loyalty. Thank you for all the gifts, you guys. Thank you for all the favorites throughout the show. Thank you, everybody, for everything, for being here. Thank you for the kind words in the stream. Thank you for keeping the bullies out of the stream. I don't even know. This is how you know that the messages work, because I'm like, my brain, I want to just keep going and going and going. I don't want to stop talking about these things. I woke up, I told you guys today's show is going to be a good day. I high-fived myself, and I even said, I added that. I said, today's show is going to be great. And I added that. And then I was like, ooh, I'm going to argue with Zach. And then Zach put me in my place very quickly. Before he even said a word, he actually had me put my own self in place if we're going to keep this technical. But, you know, Zach, thank you. Just Here to Sing. Thank you. You guys, can I just say that every week is so different and yet so inspirational in different ways? To me, it's just, it's crazy, you know? And two, how, like, when Jay puts these people together, he doesn't necessarily, like, he doesn't go, okay, what are your messages beforehand? And how they just seem to correlate most weeks, you know, like they just seem to go hand in hand, you know. And this, it was that a lot of what both of them said are they go hand in hand, you know, acceptance and being okay, being different overall. Again, this acceptance thing is like that word. How many times have I even said it this stream? Acceptance. Ugh, it's hard, right? Oh my goodness. There's no one even out there. You're literally barking at nothing. This dog, I'm telling you. All right, here's your Q and Q, you guys. So we don't answer this until next week. Stop. Don't. My dog has an attitude. Like, this is why I lock him in the bedroom usually, but I was kind of already in the flow of things today, so it just didn't get that far. But this is why I lock him up, because he doesn't stop.
Again, he's gonna
Isn't it, Shining Star? Acceptance is hard, especially accepting yourself as who you are, right?
That's my bitch.
Loving yourself.
Except I'm pretty sure my teeth
crazy.
got on it like 2 times,
It's
and he
crazy.
didn't even notice.
All right, so here's
Really?
the Q and Q. It says, we know what we are,
Why don't you have a car
but
mount?
know
I will.
not
We
what
pick one up.
we may be.
Yeah, I will. Let's go Walmart.
Again, we're not going to
When?
answer the question.
We can't because how you're dressed.
But I'm going to ask this again. We
Oh,
know
yeah,
what
do not
we
take people on
are,
like that. No, you should get
but
the nighttime. It
no,
works really good.
not
It goes on your
what
vent,
we may be.
so you can take it on and off anytime you want to. Yeah, with that one. It's the best one. Okay, Lindsay,
No,
when are
he
we
has
gonna go to
been
the
like
store?
this
Because
long
we need to
before
get
I
you some
had
things
him.
before I go to
X.
work.
The
But we
dog
gotta go
has
to your
barked
house.
since the day I got him.
Did you want to go today, or do you want to wait?
No bark shall stop me from being.
Yeah, I'm doing Oh, so you're doing live while we're having this conversation?
I really hope I have some
Um,
late nights
I don't
with
care.
you. I'm
I got
telling
another
you,
burrito,
I'm
so
telling you,
okay,
I'm
I'm going
telling you.
burrito now.
Nathan,
Oh, you have
hello?
2 burritos?
All right, we
Oh,
know
yes. Hold
what
on.
we are, but no, not what we may
Thanks for
be,
picking me up from that guy's
was
house.
said by William Shakespeare.
Anytime?
Describe yourself in one word. Don't
ready
answer
for it?
this now. We start off next week. You have an entire
doing
week
that
to
for my
really,
life.
truly think about what one
Yes,
word
forget it.
describes you the most. Oh my God, I'm making him a TikTok called Barks a Lot. Okay. Sir barks a lot. We know what we are, but know not what we may be. Do you guys understand that? Do you understand where that comes from? And like this, like what that really means? Like we have no idea what we're capable of unless we push ourselves. Unless we reach outside of our box, unless we push our limits. Okay? So that's what that means. And then it wants to know what one word do you use to describe yourself? And don't answer this till next week. Don't answer it till next week. For those of you guys that are just tuning in, we're wrapping up another amazing show of lessons learned. I'm still processing, especially the acceptance. I know I've said it a lot, but my brain is it's overwhelmed, I guess, at the moment, only because, like I said, the being different and being you and loving yourself and loving who you are means that you're going to attract the people that are going to love you for who you are. Because when you pretend to be things you're not, you attract the people who are not really like you. So now you have to play happy. You have to pretend to be happy. You have to do things maybe that you're not comfortable with. And to me, that's not happiness. Pretending to be something you're not, for one, y'all, it's exhausting. It is beyond exhausting to keep that up. To day after day, to wake up and be someone you don't really, truly desire to be. It is 100 million% okay to be yourself. And you will attract the right people. You will attract your people. And when I tell you 1 or 2 really, 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 really close friends or people in your life is better than having 100 people who don't know who you really are. You know, exactly, MK. You attract what you put out. Take care of ourselves first, shining star. And that's a huge thing. That's why you've got to learn to love yourself first. You've got to accept you, because how can somebody else love you if you don't love you? How can you love someone else if you don't even really love yourself? You know, it all starts right there. Shining star, just put yourself first. Always protect your peace, just like Just Here to Sing said, protect your peace. And that was that was a great answer. Protect your peace. I think a lot of times we do alter what we think or how we appear to sort of fit in, right? All right, Chance, I am few. Please stop. Okay, because if that had one other letter, you would have been kicked out of here a really long time ago, and I don't appreciate it. I have tried to let it go. I'm surprised you're still here, to be honest with you. But you're still here, so please stop. Thank you. Allow yourself to bond and connect with nature. Yeah, exactly. And that, you know, and that's something that I did last year for the first time. You're very welcome, MK. I just went outside, and I was always, as a kid, I was always pretty grounded, even though